What she does for the people is she restores self-esteem and confidence.
Yes.
When people have lost their hair, you know, for issues like alopecia, premature hair loss, if you have cancer, so she gives life back to people. If you Google her business, the type of business she has, she comes up number one.
Yes, she does.
Oh, yes, she does. So we're going to call her, she's the Madam C.J. Walker of the 21st century. Are we? Yes, yes. Now, Madam C.J. Walker had the Walker method, but we got the McBride method. She is a miracle worker. Becoming a miracle worker requires your full trust in the miracle-minded belief in the system of love. So when she touches the hair, you know, how many of you are hairdressers and do hair stylists in the room? Raise your hand. You all know something, there's magic. God has put magic in your hands when you touch the hair. Now be careful who touch your hair. Because your hair might, this woman touch your hair, if you fall out, she gonna make it come back. Okay? So, and I always admired this woman personally for her strength and perseverance. So I want to bring to you the Madam C.J. Walker of Hartford, Connecticut, in the state of Connecticut, Donyelle McBride.
Wow. Thank you. It is definitely an honor to be here. Definitely want to thank AJ, Teron, Tanika. Tanika, I have to give her a public thank you.
Come on now.
Trying to make sure everything was going straight. I just had to manage 2 seats, and this woman does the whole SBNO event, and with my 2 seats, I think I drove her crazy. So I want to say thank you. I appreciate everything. I want to congratulate all the honorees. Congratulations to my fellow honorees. Congratulations. I know a lot of you are wondering, what is a trichologist? For my men in the room, it is not pronounced trichologist. I just want to clear that up. I get asked all the time. And so tricho is the Greek word for hair. And trichologist is someone who specializes in hair and scalp diseases and disorders. And so a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Hartford, Connecticut.
Yes.
Baby of 4. Yes, I have the baby syndrome. I take being spoiled very seriously. I continue to spoil myself. Never liked the word can't, you know, so for those entrepreneurs in the room, we don't understand can't.
Sure don't.
And so from a very early age, I never liked the word can't. Hey, Mom. My mom would say it worked on my siblings, but it never quite worked on me. And so she'd say, Donnie, you can't do that. And I'd say, okay. And I'd do it another way. She'd say, didn't I tell you not to do that? And I said, but I didn't do that. I did this. Because we don't understand can't as entrepreneurs. This wonderful trait has carried over into friendships. My friends would say, you can't do that. And I'd tell B, watch me. I started hearing from friends and family the same thing. Like they had a private meeting behind my back, and it just got to the point where they was like, just leave her alone, you're not going to win when it comes to Donnie. You know, and I just want to say that those traits were the building blocks. They were actually my life coaches. You know, everyone has these life coaches, and I say life coach because they were actually the ones that taught me very early to persevere and keep going, and they were that practice for me to just push through. When someone says you can't, you just show them you can. And so I want to thank my friends and family for that as well. I want to go to timing and opportunity. Timing and opportunity. I'm a former postal worker, for my postal workers in the room, of 11 years. I was the absolute worst employee. Absolute worst employee. But I want to say I learned that I was not meant to be an employee.
That's right.
I was not meant to. That's why I was such a horrible employee. You know, I was always late. I would sleep when I was supposed to be working. I was curling hair in the car when I was supposed to be working. I was like the celebrities who sold the CDs out in the trunk. I was in the driveway doing hair on break. I had a 10 o'clock appointment. I had a 12:30 appointment. I had a 2:30 appointment. And I was late coming back from break because as a stylist, you know, it's not done until the hair's done. And they were paging me, but that was just who I was. I loved doing hair. And so, timing and opportunity, I learned that it was time for me to leave the post office. It was time for me to leave the post office. I had too many warnings. Even the stewards, they were like, we can't grieve that. You're like not at work. June 19th, 1999. Clocked in late, but I clocked out early at 7:29. I just couldn't take one more minute. I couldn't take one more minute. I told myself, and hopefully this will help someone in the room, I'm gonna follow my dreams. I'm gonna follow my dreams. And it was very difficult because my mom's a postal worker, my dad's a postal worker, my stepdad's a postal worker. I come from a postal family, and I was like the first entrepreneur, so it was like unheard of. It was like, what are you doing? How are you gonna leave that good paying job with good benefits, making good money? And I was miserable. I was miserable. And so I just said, if this doesn't work, I can always come back to what's not working. But what do I have to lose? You know, give it a shot, take that risk, give it a go, because if you're already miserable right here, take that chance, take that leap, because you can always come back to misery, right? I chose not to. The journey and opportunity began, thank you. The journey and opportunity began with my first salon. I got kicked out of most salons. Salon owners wanted to do great hair, I wanted to change lives. And they looked at me as if I was trying to run their business. It wasn't that I was trying to run their business, I was trying to make a difference. I was trying to make a difference. I was trying to do things differently. Hair has taken me many places. What's the big deal about hair? Okay, why are they honoring me? All she does is do hair, right? What's the big deal about hair? Biblically, it was Samson's strength.
Come on now.
It was Samson's strength. First thing after the birth of the baby, a head full of hair. Got curly hair, got long hair, got short hair. First thing. First thing you think of after being diagnosed for cancer, am I gonna lose my hair, right? And it's the first thing you thought of after picking out that tux and that gown for the SBNO tonight, right? Who's gonna do my hair? And I wanna thank Tyron, because again, for me, it was about changing lives. And he allowed me the opportunity to help him regain his hair, so I can't thank you enough for that. I'm gonna close up. McBride here is New England's pioneer trichological office. Pioneer trichological office. I'm really, really proud about that. Some advice, 2 bits of advice I want to give to people. Make many mistakes and find something to live for, find something to die for. My proudest moment in my career to date was the day my mom said, "Go baby, I'm so proud of you." She came to one of my classes And she learned not only were people flying in to train from her daughter, but they were flying in from Australia. And she was like, whoa, babe. So lastly, this has been an amazing journey. I still feel as if it's the beginning for me. I like to thank my clients, everyone that has supported me over the years. I have to thank some extremely key instrumental people. Miss B. Taylor, my sister, who's been by my side. Latasha Johnson, who's been there from the beginning. Angie Hicks, Alfonso McBride, Sean Johnson, Tashina Bryant, Arisha Scott, Yolanda Powell, Carolyn Stevens, who couldn't make it tonight, and Eric Gibson, who drove all the way from Cary, North Carolina to celebrate this evening with me. And my sister, Joanne Fry, who surprised me. Thank you so much, Joanne. She came all the way in from Boston. And last but not least, Mom, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Your work ethic has been an incredible example, I love you and I thank you. And thank everyone for having me in SBNO. It's been an honor.